Hey gang, so in my previous video, I told you that I would hop back on and let you know what it was that helped my husband and I open our eyes to the fact that we were not praying for the big picture. Really quick, I just want to say if you're very sensitive to stories about children that don't end well, this may not be the video for you. I'm not going to get into detail, but I did want to put that disclaimer out there. Also, everything that I'm about to say is not legal advice. I sought out two professionals that could help me with this video, and so everything that I'm saying is not legal advice. It is just advice. Okay, so what was it that helped my husband and I realize that? It was a very, very tragic story. A couple doors down, there was a 9-year-old boy who was neglected and abused to the point of death. Dad was arrested and is in jail. But not only did it help us open up our eyes about the fact that we weren't praying for the children in our community, but it helped me to realize when I needed to call. If I had seen this child, would I have called Child Protective Services? I really hope that I would have, but it really got me thinking, like, what qualifies a phone call to them? So, like I said, I sought out two people who could help me answer this question, and this is their answer. It's not always obvious. It's usually something under the radar. So there can be very obvious, clear signs that a child is being abused that you can see. Obviously, the big ones are going to be physical abuse, emotional abuse, and sexual abuse. But the under the radar ones are going to be certain things that are neglectful, and that's going to be not proper supervision, not proper nourishment, not proper medical care, shelter, clothing, education, and is the child being isolated from other people? And so obviously every state is going to be different. You can look into your state's recommendation as far as Child Protective Services goes on what you should do. But those were the things that these two professionals told me, don't hesitate. You need to call. It doesn't mean that charges are going to be brought up against the guardian of the child. It doesn't even mean that a case is going to start. It is just reporting what you are seeing and what you are witnessing. And so obviously, you guys, in the context of this video, I am not saying that we should go narc on all of our neighbors. I do realize that people have been called on when it was completely wrong. They were really great guardians, parents to these children, and they should not have been called. But that is not the context of this video. What the context is today is how do we keep children safe in our sphere of influence? And when do we know that it is time to file a report? So, like I said, these are the recommendations from Arizona, and your state might have something different, but we are called upon to be adults and to protect children and to try to keep them safe to the best of our ability, and obviously also pray for them as well. So hopefully this will help you guys. If you ever get into a situation, you can always look it up and you can always contact your social services in your city and state. So there it is. It's the dang truth.